So I grew up in a really loving Christian family home. I'm actually the oldest of all my siblings. My mom is 100% Puerto Rican and has still kept the language actually. She still has family in Puerto Rico. And my father is Italian and Polish. So I come from a very mixed background family-wise. And I also have 3 other siblings that are younger. And my parents actually had 10 kids total, but they lost 6. So that was a really hard journey for them, for my parents growing up. So I accepted Christ at a young age. I was around 5 years old. My friend had heard a sermon on hell, and she had told me about it. And that night I went into my parents' bedroom and I actually accepted Christ. And that was a moment in time I remember. I was really young at the time though, so as I grew up into my teen years, there were still many doubts. There was questions I had, just kind of wondering sometimes about this Jesus thing and what it meant, all those sorts of things. It was really hard because I was really trying to find my place. I couldn't understand where I really belonged and where I should use my giftings and my talents. And I was struggling to find out who I was as a person. I never walked away from God, but there was a time when I was really searching, going to different churches, trying to understand who Jesus was to me. Actually, what was able to turn that around was a trusted mentor of mine who was able to take me under her wing and was able to just direct me back into church and was able to direct me back into singing, which is a huge thing I love to do and a talent I know that I can use. Over the past 5 years, a lot of things have happened. I've gone on 2 mission trips. I've also had a baby. In 2019, I was diagnosed with a chronic illness after many months of just unknowns and struggling with trying to figure out, what was wrong with my body? Is there really something wrong, or is this just all in my head? Finding out that I had it was not really initially too hard for me because I was pregnant at the time, and I kind of just assumed after the pregnancy was over that I would get the medication I needed and this struggle is going to be behind me. I'm going to be stronger after. But unfortunately, that wasn't part of my story. The day-to-day honestly has been a struggle. Sometimes you struggle opening a jar of baby food. Sometimes you struggle walking upstairs. Sometimes you struggle just getting up off the floor is even hard. Your body is stiff. It's very painful. There was even a time at which just going to the grocery store like Walmart and walking around the store was hard. I've had to somewhat give up my pride and ask for help in some areas because it is hard, especially when you have a newborn. And I really had to get over this not wanting to be a part of my story, but I realized this is a part of my story and I have to be okay with that, even if there is suffering involved. And just realizing that God is still good, even in the midst of pain and struggle. I think every struggle that God brings into our life is for a reason, whether it be to help someone come to the faith or to just help another fellow Christian. There is always a reason for everything. My name is Raquel, and God is still writing my story.